Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, the honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who teach 100% truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and to the elect. It's your brother Ra'aya back with another one. And yeah, y'all. So, as we see, because we had to wait a little bit just to confirm if he was or not, because there's different news sources saying that he's still alive. The Iranian leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, uh, rather he was deleted in the bombing that happened in Iran by the U.S. by Babylon the Great. He was trying to see what was going on with this, and I'm guessing they confirmed that he is. But here in Babylon the Great, aka America, they are, there's a lot of fake news out here, right? So in some of these videos I'm going to show you, they're showing that the people in Iran are cheering for the deletion of their supreme leader and stuff, right? But the thing is, I don't believe this. I believe that, just like how Babylon the Great, smoke and mirrors, everything, they did this as well. And they put a voiceover of the crowd, of some cheering people in the background of a video. And then they just said that, yeah, these are people cheering and all that, right? So, you can't believe nothing that these devils is doing, because, I mean, they wouldn't have had this leader for 38 years. I believe he was the leader of these people for about 38 years, right? Hold on, let me see. It was one of these Salakia, y'all. 37 years, right? It says Iran's eliminated tyrant, right? Because they're calling him a tyrant. Now, I want you all to see this video. We all know that Babylon the Great is all as wicked as hell, man. And they're sitting up here playing this as if it's something that is not. Like, hold on, let me play this so y'all can get a. And you see what's happening, right? You see that they got the small hats flag on the left, and they got this other flag on the right, right? Hold on.
Today, we launched Operation Roaring Lion, an operation against the Iranian terrorist regime in full cooperation with
Hold
the
on.
U.S.
What did it
Armed Forces.
say? Real fast. Let's go back. It said 40. IDF confirms 40 top Iranian officials wiped out, right? Including head of IRGC, right? Babylon the Great then went and man, this is, see, look, people acting like this is a good thing. Although it is for us, because it's further pushing the prophecies that the Persians and the Medes are going to destroy, are going to send their arrows over here to Babylon the Great, meaning them ICBM missiles over here to Babylon the Great and destroy this place. Russia and China and Iran is going to destroy, and along with some other places, Babylon the Great, aka America's allies, are going to shoot missiles over here as well, and they're going to destroy this place. But the fact that they're sitting up here painting this like this is a good thing, this is how you know, like, people who are not in the in crowd or in the end of knowing what's happening, they're being deceived greatly, right? Let's play this.
An operation against the Iranian terrorist regime in full cooperation with the U.S. Armed Forces. This is an operation against the world's largest sponsor of terror, a regime.
So they're calling Iran, the Iranian government, so to speak, as the world's top. What do you say? Let's go back. The world's largest sponsor
of terror. A
of
regime
terror. Didn't mention the U.S., America, because this is truly the world's greatest sponsor of terror, right? They gonna say the little old country of Iran is this, right? When y'all just can't, y'all just sit up here and look. The actions don't show that. Iran could have, while DJT talking about some Iran, we don't need them to have any weapons or nuclear weapons and all that. They could have easily got these weapons from Russia before this happened and shot them over here. But they didn't. You all are over there. You all set up armadas of ships and all that in the water that's over there. You all sent you know your Slovakia, y'all. Your planes and all of that, your bombers and all that over there. That was Babylon the Great. America did this. And you all shot that place and y'all just admitted of destroying 40 top Iranian officials. So like it's like when you listening to these people, they just like lying straight up in your face. If you didn't know any better, you believe this.
Largest sponsor of terror, a regime that for years has called death to Israel, death to America, death to the West. We listened to their words carefully. We watched their actions, and today we acted. We
So the main culprits that they had, see, look, this is how you know who the good guys, so to speak, and the bad guys are, right? They said death to that land that's on the left of this flag right here, and death to Babylon the Great, right? But truly, these people that's on this left, on this flag right here, and Babylon the Great are the ones who is doing all of the terror around the world. So we know, like, basically, look, everything they say, think the opposite. It says to the west, right? Because I don't want to say certain things. I don't want to get the video flagged. So let's play.
we listened to their words carefully.
Look, I listen to their words carefully.
We watched their actions, and today
Watch their actions. Because what have we seen that Iran has done? We ain't seen that. They ain't done nothing. They went and had meetings with Russia and all that, yeah, but they haven't done nothing. Y'all are the ones who are
we
doing
acted.
stuff. Y'all are the ones who, especially these mini hats, right? They're the ones who just they sent bombs over there, and those bombs on Palestine, those bombs is melting people. Man, they have been destroying people. Man, Babylon the Great, aka America, equipped them with these certain bombs that they constantly been dropping on people. They've been killing thousands and thousands of people, starving people out there, and all that. Right? They've been committing war crimes and everything. Right? And they had the nerve to sit up here and be acting like they, man, this is crazy work, right?
We acted
But
because
all it is to show you why these scriptures are going to come to light, right? So this is Isaiah 13 and 17. It says, look, I will stir up the Medes against Babylon, the Medes being the so-called Russians right now, right? And the Persian, the Iranians, and the Russians and stuff, right? It says, look, I will stir up the Medes against Babylon. They cannot be tempted by silver. And this is primarily speaking about Russia, but it says, look, I will stir up the Medes against Babylon. They cannot be tempted by silver or bribed with gold, because the things that's going to make them jump off and start, fucking up America is not going to be no type of money that you can get them to stop them from doing. They're going to do this out of pure anger and rage. They're gonna do this out of that. The Heavenly Father gonna put the spirit on them to be like, fuck it. We'll all go down. Cause you see how Babylon the Great moving right now. All these chess moves that they making are the Heavenly Father's chess moves. And he's pushing them into being destroyed. And he's pushing them into a place where they're about to corner, all of these pieces are about to corner their king, and it's about to be a checkmate. But anyway, verse 18, it says the attacking army. This is in the NLT as well. All right. It says the attacking armies will shoot down the young men with arrows. They will have no mercy on helpless babies and will show no compassion for children. Right. Verse 19, Babylon, the most glorious of kingdoms, aka America, The flower of Chaldean pride, will be devastated like Sodom and Gomorrah when Yahweh destroyed them. Now we can go here, right? And we can pull up when it happened, right? This is 24. Just so we can know what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah, right? This is Genesis 19 and 24, right? Then Yahweh rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from, hold on. Is this the, yeah, this is the King James. All right. Salaki, y'all, let me go back. Genesis 19 and 24, it says, Then Yahweh rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground, right? That's how the devastation happened there. And that same devastation is going to come here. It's going to be fire from those missiles that's going to come from out of the sky that's going to destroy this place in the same manner, right? So we back to Isaiah 13 and 20. Babylon will never be inhabited again. It will remain empty for generation after generation. Nomads will refuse to camp there, and shepherds will not bed down their sheep, right? Meaning ain't nobody gonna be coming to come and travel here because a nomad is a traveler or whatever, right? Ain't nobody gonna come to try to travel in this place. This place can be like a desert, right? And it's going to be non-inhabitable except for these wild animals that the Heavenly Father is going to designate for this place. Verse 21, desert animals will move into the ruined cities, and the houses will be haunted by howling creatures. Owls will live among the ruins, and wild goats will go there to dance, right? Hyenas will howl in its fortresses, and jackals will make dens in its luxurious palaces. Babylon's days are numbered. Its time of destruction will soon arrive, right? So we see that that's popping off. Let me go back to where was I at? On this video, right? Let's go back. Let's see what they're talking about, y'all.
We had to. We launched this operation by seizing an operational opportunity, conducting coordinated strikes against high-level gatherings of senior figures within Iran's military and security leadership. We can now confirm that these senior Iranian regime officials were eliminated by the IDF. Ali Shamkhani, advisor to Khamenei on issues of defense and secretary of the Defense Council. Muhammad Pakpour, commander of the IRGC. Muhammad Shirazi, head of the military bureau of the Iranian supreme leader for almost 40 years. Salah Asadi, the senior intelligence officer.
So in these next videos I'm about to show you, right, these people was leading for 40, 50 years, right, in this place. Right, where am I at? Right here. So when I go to these videos, just know this is fake news, right? I'm gonna play this one first, then go to the one where they're showing that the people are rejoicing to this. I don't believe they're rejoicing to this because they were preparing for war. They knew that Babylon the Great was coming to try to destroy shit. They not good for, man. Everybody know what Babylon the Great, aka America, is on. They know when you see that flag, when you see those colors of that uniform, that destruction is coming. So why is somebody they not being like that for missiles coming hitting public places and stuff like that? Why would they rejoice over this? And that's the wicked satanic mind of Esau Edom. You know what I mean? Let me play this real fast and then I'm gonna play the next.
The supreme leader is dead. They're saying that he was martyred in U.S. attacks. So this is the first time that they are acknowledging that the U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran killed the supreme leader. They had been denying it before. Donald Trump said he was dead. Now Iranian state TV is confirming it. The Iranians are now reporting that the...
Right. Now, let me go to this one.
Of breaking news as we come on the air early this afternoon. Iran's
Ayatollah Ali.
Salaki, y'all. It was one of these where they were just rejoicing. Oh, here we go. Now you see how they can easily, and this is from CNN, fake news. You know how DJT, fake news. This is from them, right? And they said celebrations heard in Tehran following reports of Ayatollah's death, right? They is not doing this. They are on high alert right now. If they killed y'all officials, what are y'all thinking, man? These people bugging. Obviously, obviously, they could easily take the audio from, like, say, a soccer game or a football game or a basketball game, and they could take some of the audio from there and put it on this video and make it seem as if people are cheering for this easily. Come on, man. Acting as if, see, that's some wicked shit. Acting as if you killing our leaders is something we're grand about. I was like, man, come on with this. It's just another psyop, just another psyop to psyop the American people, right? So let's read some of these. It says Ayatollah Khamenei is dead. Here's what that means for Iran's leadership. It says Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's death could be the most existential threat to Iran's Islamist regime and it's nearly 50 years, but it doesn't necessarily mean a quick end to the theocracy that controls the country. While Iran has an elected president, Massoud Pezeshkian, real power has rested with this supreme leader. The current regime has only seen one other power shift of this magnitude following the 1989 death of the Islamic Republic founder Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, right? Khamenei's death on Saturday, which Iranian state media confirmed, leaves no obvious successor for years former president, but he was killed in 2024 helicopter crash. All right, let's get off this one. Let's go to the next one. I was looking for. It's been killed in Iran. Iran's. Right. Let me get off this one. See, like, this is what I'm talking about, right? You got to read in between the lines with this, right? Now, they're going to throw something in because they know that Babylon the Great, America, is a feministic country, right? So they're going to throw something like this in there just to sway the minds of the public, right? Because they know that everybody on this feministic wave, or they thinking like their women are being treated wrong and their women need to be liberated and all that. Now, let me read this from right here. The 86-year-old tyrannical cleric who assumed control over the Islamic Republic of Iran in June 1989 has been widely condemned over the past few decades for violating human rights. Man, come on, man. After the after this shit just came out about Babylon the Great and all these leaders, right? Even the prince that's over there, and I think his name is Prince Charles or something like that. Over there, he getting caught up in this shit too. Y'all had a nerve to sit up here and talk about some violating human rights when you all ain't none of y'all been convicted. DJT has been in those files for thousands of times in those files, and ain't nobody been convicted of nothing. And y'all had a nerve to sit up here and put this as this being an excuse or a reason for you all deleting this, man. Come on, man. This place is on its way up out of here, y'all. Sky high execution rates, violently suppressing protests and mass discrimination, right? It sounds like they're describing themselves. Anyway, it says he has crushed a slew of nationwide demonstrations, including protests in 2022, supporting Namasa Amani, a 22-year-old Iranian woman who died after being arrested for allegedly violating strict hijab rules. See, they had to throw this in so y'all can think that this man was some type of woman hating, uh oppressive, you know what I mean, type of situation and stuff. And that's not the case, right? That ain't the case at all. So let me see. So I'm gonna read this. This is Isaiah 47:1. It says, "Come down, virgin daughter of Babylon, and sit in the dust." And this is in the NLT as well, y'all. It says, "For your days of sitting on a throne have ended, O daughter of Babylonia. Never again will you be the lovely princess, tender and delicate," right? Like you ain't getting touched and all that. You just sit up here and did all this shit to these people in their land and all that, right? You've been going on a tirade all around the world. This place, boy, that man, let them tell it. They the greatest. Oh my God, these people wicked as hell, y'all. Man. But anyway, it's a verse 2. It says, "Take heavy millstone and grind flour. Remove your veil and strip off your robe." That's what's happening right now, y'all. Everybody, they're being exposed for everything now. Anybody who got eyes to see, right, is seeing that they're being exposed right now. Even if they trying to paint like like what they're doing is a noble cause or something like that. Man, get the fuck. They getting exposed right now for being tyrants around the world, right? They didn't want to come to an agreement on a on nuclear war agreement or whatever that they had. They had a meeting and they ain't come to agreement. So what did DJT do? He like, oh, all right, well, I'm gonna kill all y'all. That's basically what he just did over words. Right? Bully type shit. So verse 2, "Take heavy millstone and grind flour, remove your veil and strip off your robe, expose yourself to public view." And that's what's happening with these Epstein files and how Babylon the Great moving right now. We seen that they had something to do with that shit in Mexico. We know the CIA has is controlling the way that is going down there in Mexico. They set up here also in Cuba. They got Cuba starved out and all of this, right, y'all? Y'all got to peep what's going on with these people. These people is wicked beyond measure. Verse 3, "You will be naked and burdened with shame," right? Because everybody's peeping you. Everybody's seeing your nakedness. "I will take vengeance against you without pity," right? "Our Redeemer, whose name is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai of heaven's armies, is the Holy One of Israel. O beautiful Babylon, sit now in darkness and silence," right? "Never again will you be known as the Queen of Kingdoms." Because look, you getting exposed right now, and that's why everybody is revving up. They're gonna your ally, even your allies is gonna come together and they're gonna turn those arrows, aka them ICBM missiles, and they're gonna blast this bitch to smithereens. It says, "Oh, beautiful Babylon, sit now in darkness and silence. Never again will you be known as the Queen of Kingdoms. For I was angry with my people, my chosen people, and punished them by letting them fall into your hands." And it's speaking about us, the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. "But you, Babylon, showed them no mercy. You oppressed even the elderly. You said, 'I will reign forever as queen of the world.' You did not reflect on your actions or think about their consequences." And this is a great scripture right here because they're not doing that right now either. Even when it comes to us, they didn't do it. But right now in their actions, DJT doing all this craziness to all these people amongst the world, like what do you think is going to happen? All right. Verse 8, it said, "Listen to this, you pleasure-loving kingdom, living at ease and feeling secure. You say, 'I am the only one, and there is no other. I will never be a widow or lose my children.' Well, both these things will come upon you in a moment, widowhood and the loss of your children. Yes, these calamities will come upon you despite all your witchcraft and magic," right? "You felt secure in your wickedness. 'No one sees me,' you said," right? "But your wisdom and knowledge have led you astray," right? Right? And man, these scriptures are beautiful because these scriptures come alive. We all seeing this happen. We all seeing this, right? And this is, "And you said, 'I am the only one, and there is no other. So disaster will overtake you and you won't be able to charm it away, right? Hence, when we said that they not gonna take no silver and no gold, and it's Isaiah 13. Let me go to it. Your silver and your gold. Isaiah 13 and 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it, right? Because ain't nothing you gonna do gonna be able to stop this. So it says, back to Isaiah 47 and 11, it says, so disaster will overtake you, and you won't be able to charm it away. Calamity will fall upon you, and you won't be able to buy your way out, right? A catastrophe will strike you suddenly. Suddenism, right? Suddenly, right? One for which you are not prepared. Now use your magical charms. Use the spells you have worked at all these years, because they go into these different countries and speak to these different leaders and finesse them into what doing their biddings and doing what they want to do. But everybody looking at how you moving and how you doing your allies, the people that you've been allies with. Everybody peeping what you been with EU, with NATO and the EU. Everybody's starting to peep you, and they're like, "Hold on, man. Like, nah, you ain't gonna be able to finesse us. Now we seeing how you moving." Anyway, it says now, Isaiah 47 and 12. It says, and Salaki, yeah, I got a toothache, so my words might be a little slurred or something. Isaiah 47 and 12. Now use your magical charms. Use the spells you have worked at all these years. Maybe they will do you some good. Maybe they can make someone afraid of you, right? All the advice, all the advice you receive has made you tired. We're all of your astrologers, those stargazers who make predictions each month. Let them stand up and save you from what the future holds, right? But they are like straw burning in a fire. They cannot save themselves from the flame. You will get no help from them at all. Their hearth is no place to sit for warmth, and all your friends, those with whom you've done business since childhood, will go their own ways, turning a deaf ear to your cries. And that's what's going to happen to Babylon the Great. We see that their allies is turning against them, or they're turning against their allies, and their allies is fully seeing them for who they are. And hey, they come and look. They was drunken by the wine of this place, right? And now they're coming up. You know how like you would get drunk or something, you'll sip a little yan or something, or get some little liquor or something. You know how Jake is. And then you wake up the next morning like, dang, man, what was I doing? Like, dang, what did you know what I mean? And then you'll wake up and be like, oh man, I got a terrible headache. Man, let me not ever do that junk again. And then when you start to come back to of what you're doing, you start to feel ashamed. You start to be like, man, I never do this shit again. That's the same wine that everybody was drunken off of with Babylon the Great, America. Everybody was drunken off of the things that they had. Now they're starting to wake up and starting to recover from this terrible hangover from the wine of this place. And they're like, oh, hell no. Like, I ain't gonna never do. So, hey, y'all. That's about it. But I'm gonna get on this, and with that, I'm gonna give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Shalom, y'all. On to the next one.